As usual, Vegeta was on Earth after sparring with Whis and Beerus, as most of the events of the Granola arc ended. There was the issue of Frieza, who has now gotten a new form, which is a major problem, but they'll worry about that later, as they're not strong enough to fight Frieza as he is now. Now, Vegeta wishes that he could just go back and change certain things, but then suddenly, he would then fall asleep one day with Bulma, and he would then open his eyes, and he wasn't in his bedroom. He was in a Saiyan space pod. And then it crashed on a planet. He didn't know what was going on, as Vegeta would walk out of the space pod, thinking it could be a dream, or it could be a vision maybe, or something. But he sees Nappa. Now Nappa is obviously looking around the Earth saying, this planet's pretty dead, not much stuff here. We're about to be heading to Earth anyway to go get those Dragon Balls, right? Now Vegeta was so confused, he just stood there and was just so puzzled as he was trying to process what was going on. Now Nappa would look at him and say, Vegeta, what's wrong? What, you're just sitting there, my prince, what's going on? Now Vegeta was so confused, as Vegeta said, I'm alright, I'm gonna just need a little bit of time by myself, being stuck in that space pod. Nappa would understand, and he would go off to maybe go at least find something to go do, as Vegeta would sit there and contemplate what happened. But I do feel like after a little bit of thinking, he believes that he must have went back in time. And he thinks that this is before he went to Earth to go face Kakarot and the Earthlings. So he went far back in time, he thinks. Maybe it's because of the timeline that he messed up, but he doesn't understand right now, and he doesn't really know what to do. But he thinks that, well, he's just going to have to go with the flow for now. But he doesn't know if this is his past self, is he as powerful as he was back then? Or does he still have the powers from when he was from the future? Now, he would actually look within himself, and he would actually have a little smirk. He felt okay that he was still in his prime body. He was an adult. And luckily, he did have all of his powers. He could just feel that he does. So he's happy that he does have his power. So that's a big worry, because he thinks, well, if he's back in time, that means that Frieza is still alive, and Frieza is far too powerful for him at this current level. So Vegeta is actually going to do a few things first. First off, he would kill Nappa. I mean, he would just blatantly just kill him. He would throw him in the air and kill him, because he doesn't like Nappa anyway. Remember, Vegeta's not a bad guy in the future. He's a really good guy. He's with the Earthlings and Goku, and he's a family man. But he doesn't know how to fix this. But maybe he thinks before he fell asleep, he wished that he can get all this stuff fixed. Maybe this is his chance to go back and fix things, that mistakes that he made, and things that he can do to help everybody and make sure that this doesn't happen. His first thought process was Frieza. So Vegeta would actually do a intermission to say, well, wait, I'm going to have to stop. I cannot go to Earth yet. I need to talk to Frieza at once. Now, Frieza was confused why Vegeta would stop his mission going to Earth, as Frieza was actually going to start heading to Namek, and he was already technically there. So Vegeta would pause going to Earth, and he would boot it right over to Frieza's place. Now, Vegeta luckily has a space pod, so he can get there no problem. And he would arrive at Namek, and he would easily handle the goons. But he wants to wait first, because he just wants to see if everything is true. Because he doesn't want to attack Frieza, and maybe this is all just a game, and Frieza has his black form, and he kills him instantly. So Vegeta needs to be very careful. But Vegeta was sensing Frieza's power, and he does see that he is as strong as he originally was when they battled on Namek. So he had a little smirk. This is going to be fun. So he's going to enjoy this, but then he wants to head back to Earth and try and figure things out, and maybe this is a chance to restart his life and do better this time. Help Son Goku, aka Kakarot, get better, help the Earthlings get better, and then he also remembers about the androids and everything too, but he'll worry about that later, as then he would go find, who else? Dodoria and Zarbon, who they would obviously push around Vegeta, saying, oh, look at him, he's around here, where you chicken to go to Earth, eat the Dragon Balls. Luckily, there is some here. Vegeta would just grab them by the necks and instantly snap their necks and kill them. Not even a problem. Now, Vegeta would then crush the Scouter, as obviously he doesn't need the Scouter anyway. And he would then fly off to Frieza's spaceship. Now, Frieza would ask, what is he doing here? He's supposed to be going to Earth for a lead of other set of Dragon Balls. And Vegeta would smirk at him, saying, you're not getting any Dragon Balls anytime soon, and I'm going to kill you where you stand. This is for the Saiyan race and what you have done to my name, spitting on me. As Frieza would then laugh, saying, oh, Vegeta, you're just a clown. You don't even do nothing. But Vegeta would then very quickly remind him that he does not have a chance. He would beat the hell out of Frieza, not even trying him, and Frieza does not have much of a chance here. Vegeta would tell him, go into your final form, go into your full power. Frieza would have to. As base Vegeta, like, Vegeta is so powerful, it's not even a joke. People be sleeping on Vegeta a little bit in Dragon Ball Super. He has Ultra Ego. You understand that? Like, he is so OP. Even his base form can solo. I do believe that his base form can probably take on everybody in Dragon Ball Z. I can comfortably say that. His base form can probably take on everybody in Dragon Ball Z. Super Saiyan. I'll add Super Saiyan. And that's being nice. He could take on everybody in Dragon Ball Z, no issue. He really could. Now, with the problem with Frieza, though, Frieza has no chance against Vegeta. Vegeta's toying with him. But Vegeta wants to enjoy this so much, he's going to make sure he does not blow up the planet. Vegeta has learned his lesson last time. So, he transforms into a Super Saiyan and shows Frieza that I am the supreme being of the universe. I am above you, and I always will be. And then, Vegeta would not just kill Frieza. He does not want Frieza to exist. He would then point his hand and say, I have something for you. As Frieza went to his full power, his buff form, but he reverted back because of stamina, and he was also badly damaged. Vegeta would aim his hand out and say, Hakai, and he would completely destroy Frieza. Frieza is ceased to exist now in the universe. That means no bringing him back. There's no bringing him back. The only thing that can bring him back is the Super Dragon Balls. That's it. So, a lot has just changed in that one moment. There is no Saiyan Saga. There is no Frieza Saga, because Frieza is completely dead. There's no Resurrection of F Saga, and there's going to be no Black Frieza Saga. That's almost 4 sagas are gone. But Vegeta would then take Frieza's spaceship and most of his equipment, and Vegeta would actually go around the universe and very quickly take out anybody that's in his way. He actually does find Frieza's father, and he does kill him, King Cold, because he doesn't want anybody of his family being alive. So after King Cold has been murdered, obviously he would try to bribe Vegeta. He ain't hearing it. I would say it's been a couple months. So, once when the Earthlings are waiting for the Saiyans to arrive, the Saiyans never arrive. Goku would then arrive back from King Kai and look around. The Saiyans are not here. They never arrived. And King Kai was so confused. But then it turned into shock. He would actually tell Goku, saying that, Goku, the Saiyan Vegeta that was supposed to be here? Yeah. And then he would explain who Frieza is, the universe, and everything else to Goku, and everything else. He would explain that Vegeta killed him. The Saiyan that was supposed to be coming here has actually killed Lord Frieza, the most powerful being in the universe, other than Beerus. He doesn't know how, but this Vegeta is so strong, and he's heading his way to Earth. And Goku says, do you think I can beat him? And King Kai says, you would have 0 chance against him, Goku. Frieza would easily kill you like you were nothing, and he easily killed Frieza. So you don't have a chance to kill Frieza. So Goku looks so confused. He's like, well, what do we do? And then Goku thinks, wait a minute, but I can't go back to your place because I would have to cross Snake Way again. Now, Goku can fly, but that would take too long to get all the way back there and just go all the way back. He doesn't have instant transmission. As he thinks for a minute, he asked him, well, how long will it take for this Vegeta guy to get here? And King Kai states, oh, in probably about a year. And Goku says, oh, that's perfect. What we can do is we can try out the hyperbolic time chamber that Mr. Popo has. I remember going to it when I was a child, but I could only last about a month in there before I lost my head. But you can spend a whole year inside of there for only 1 day outside. That would be perfect training. Maybe we can go in there a few times. As he would think, Piccolo thinks that's probably the best chance that we got. So Goku agrees, and they would all go. All the Earthlings and everybody would go. And then, but now this is also where the story changes as well. Most of the Earthlings don't die. Tien doesn't die, Chaozu doesn't die, Yamcha doesn't die, and Piccolo doesn't die. That also means that Piccolo does not fuse with Nail. Piccolo does not fuse with Nail, nor did Gohan and Krillin get their potential unlocked by Elder Guru. Nor did they meet Dende. So much has changed. There's no Dende, there's nothing. It's way more different. But that also means that Kami is going to die soon. Because remember, if there's no replacement for Kami, well, what's Kami going to do? But that's in the Android saga. We don't need to worry about that right now. So then, multiple days outside would happen, but then multiple years inside the hyperbolic time chamber would happen. Now let's just time skip a year. So if we have Goku. Now remember, Goku had a power level of around 8,000 to 9,000 once when he left King Kai's planet. Now, Goku would go inside the hyperbolic time chamber 2 times. Though this will be in a span of over a year outside of, outside. This is a year when Vegeta finally lands. Goku would only go in 2 times. But then he would train really hard on the outside. He would then go to King Kai's for a while and train there, and then come back because he's a lot more stronger, more faster. He can get there easier. Same with Piccolo, same with Gohan. So Goku had a power level of around 9,000. Let's just say 9. Now after 2 years in total, 2 days of hyperbolic time chamber training, plus going back to King Kai's and training really intensively, and also sparring with other Z fighters as much as possible for when Vegeta is coming, Goku here is way more stronger. I would put Goku I would probably put him comfortably at around 9 million. Let's put him at around 8 to 9 million. He's a lot more powerful. Because think about it. Goku trained on 90 times gravity, right? For 1 week, 1 to 2 weeks, heading to Namek. And he got from simply 9,000 or so to 90,000. Then he got a simple Zenkai and went from 90k to 3 million. So I'm just going to put Goku around 9 to 8 million. Piccolo, I would definitely say that Piccolo would probably be around a 4 to 5 million. Gohan would be a little bit weaker, maybe around like 2 million. And Krillin would probably be around like 1 million. And the other Z fighters will be around the exact same. So they are ready for Vegeta. This is where a lot of things change. Once when Vegeta arrives and lands on the planet and frees a ship, they would all be ready to face him. Vegeta has different armor on. He actually has the similar like blue tank top suit that he usually wears in Dragon Ball Super now. Different than the normal Saiyan outfit that he had before. Now Vegeta obviously is not going to kill anyone. He's obviously not here for world revenge, but he does notice how much more stronger they've gotten. And he wants to see how strong they actually got. So Vegeta would actually fight the Earthlings, but after the fight, he would easily defeat them. Goku does not have a chance. Goku will be the last man standing, and Goku would push his Kaioken to the absolute limit, even using Kaioken times 20. But obviously, that's not enough to defeat Vegeta. Though, Goku at this point is a lot more powerful than his Super Saiyan self when using Kaioken times 20, nearly being 200 million, but that's still nothing to Vegeta. Absolutely nothing. But Vegeta would tell him that Kaioken is a useful technique for later on in life, but your real goal should be this, and he would turn into a Super Saiyan. And Goku was absolutely stunned, seeing the power that Vegeta has. And Goku gives up. Goku says, I gave you everything I have. I can't even scratch you. And Goku's like, so you're going to blow up the planet? And then Vegeta would then laugh and say, it feels wrong to beat you like this. But he would say, no, I'm not here to destroy the planet. He's like, I'm actually here to live on the planet. I want to, protect the planet. And Vegeta would actually explain to Goku what has actually happened a little bit. He would explain that he is from a different timeline. He is from the future. And that for some reason, his future self was brought back into his past self. So he does not know why. He does not know why he's like this. He doesn't know if it's because of some kind of time loop or maybe something happened. But he doesn't explain in full detail who he is. And long story short, though, the Z Fighters would accept him in. Now, Vegeta has now the biggest threat. Boredom. He's bored. But he does have to take care of a few fish to fry first. Firstly, yes, he would meet up with Bulma. Would he still be his prideful self? Absolutely. But he would be way more nice to Bulma, and Bulma would start to like him even faster because Vegeta knows Bulma. He's been with Bulma for so long, he knows what Bulma likes, he knows how Bulma is, And he's the first guy to actually express his love to Bulma, and they would actually get together. Now, as for Goku, he would actually be training with Goku a lot, teaching him the Super Saiyan levels. But Vegeta knows the first thing he needs to do first is handle the androids. He would go find Dr. Gero's lab with the help of Bulma and destroy the androids. Before Dr. Gero's even finished, he would destroy the entire laboratory. That means there was no androids, no Cell, nothing. No Android 16, no Android 18, no Android 17. Though he does feel bad for killing Android 18 and Android 17. He does. He does feel bad for killing them because he knows that they're not bad people. But before he destroys everything, he would have Bulma download data. Bulma downloaded the data of Android 17 and Android 18. And Bulma already knows how Dr. Gero has made the androids. Vegeta actually tells her, I know these people, and they are really good people later on. And it's Vegeta. Would he really care about him? Nah, but Android 17 is the reason why Universe 7 kind of won in the end. He was the last remaining guy to win. So he kind of owes it to him for surviving long enough, I guess, right? So he does owe it to him for that. And Android 18 is not a bad person, though she broke his arm, but she's not bad. So Bulma would actually bring back Android 17 and 18 in more advanced bodies. But they don't have like the evil part to like destroy Goku and kill him. So they're basically just brought back. And they would go on around Earth to go live their own lives. Android 17 would probably still want to become a park ranger, and I do feel like Android 18 would still fall for Krillin later on. Now, as for Vegeta, there is one thing that he is thinking about as well. Well, is his son going to return to the past? Trunks never returns because the androids are already gone. Though yes, it is a different timeline where Goku's dead, I understand that. But I'm going to just say that in this timeline, Goku still dies of the heart virus. But the androids never show up. For Trunks, Goku still does get the heart virus in this current timeline. Vegeta knows about this. Now Vegeta thinks, man, what am I going to do? Because my wife, I don't know if she can do it, but she doesn't have the technology to heal his heart virus. Now Vegeta thinks, well, what he could do is maybe the Namekian Dragon Balls can wish it back because they're stronger. He thinks about it. Thinks about it very difficult. He thinks, well, it could be possible. So, once when Goku gets the heart virus and it attacks him a few years later, Vegeta does use the Namekian Dragon Balls, and for what if purposes, is that the Earth Dragon Balls, the Namekian Dragon Balls are more powerful. Let's just say it actually does cure him. Now Goku, a lot has changed for Goku. Alright? Goku at this point, a few years later, I would say this is around the time he did get the heart virus, so I would say like the early-ish Android saga. The early Android saga, he has Super Saiyan, he mastered it at this point. Gohan even has Super Saiyan himself. Because remember, he's training with Vegeta. Goku has the same blood in his veins, and he wants to surpass Vegeta. Goku's even tapping into Super Saiyan 2, but he's not there yet. But he is getting there. Vegeta knows about Goku's amazing potential. But now, Vegeta also thinks, oh man, but Kakarot does need some of his techniques as well, as that does save them sometimes. Now Vegeta remembers Yardrat. Remember, Vegeta trained there in the manga. And Vegeta does know technically how to use instant transmission. He only did it once, but I think he can do it again. He would tell Kakarot to hold on to him, and they would go to Yardrat. And this is where Goku would be trained fully using instant transmission and spirit vision and key balance control. This version of Goku is far more powerful than the original. Luckily, there's no Cell, there's nothing like that, there's no major issue. Now, as for the 7 years that would go by, Trunks would still be born, Goten would still be born, Gohan would be an adult. Now, as for Gohan, Vegeta would actually have a better relationship with Gohan, and Vegeta would kind of push Gohan to at least keep training a little bit here and there. Because Vegeta knows how powerful Gohan is. He does. And he wants Gohan to remain strong and not be a wimp. So, Goku is also alive as well, and he'll also give Gohan maybe some motivation to do it. But Gohan still does want to follow his studies and become a scholar. Gohan would still meet Videl, and they would still fall in love. Now, this is when the Majin Buu arc happens. A lot will change here. Vegeta already knows Majin Buu, and he knows he's not an evil creature, but he doesn't like him anyway. So, most of the events will happen the same, with Vegeta sparring up to fight Goku. All that would happen the same. Just Goku's not dead during this time, so there is no Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta is going to try and teach Goku God Ki, but it's more difficult if he does it, because he would rather have Whis do it, if that makes sense. But he thinks that he can probably teach him. But as for right now, Goku is stuck in Super Saiyan 2. But Goku's really powerful, even in Super Saiyan 2. Gohan would have Super Saiyan 2 at this point as well, having his amassed potential. Piccolo is more powerful. A lot of people are a lot more powerful. Now, he would meet Shin and Kibito. And the exact same thing would happen with Gohan having his energy taken. And then they would follow it to Majin Buu and see Babidi's lair. Once that goes down, Babidi does notice that Vegeta does have a little bit of evil in his heart. As they would take down Pui Pui and Yakon, he would try to take over Vegeta's mind. But this Vegeta would easily, I wouldn't say easily, but he would overpower the darkness very quickly. Why? Because he's not as evil as he was in the Majin Buu arc, and he is so much more stronger, he does not need this power. He could have already beaten the mind control. He allowed himself to be taken over on purpose, just so he can surpass Kakarot. He's the strongest being on the planet. He does not need to surpass Goku because he is stronger than him. So he's fine with that. So Dabura would come in and he would easily kill Dabura. Then he thinks, well, what are we going to do about Majin Buu? And he thinks, I don't want to have that whole fiasco. So they would actually kill Babidi, and then Shin would then take away Buu in the egg. Buu would not be hatched or born. Buu would disappear in the egg. Now, I feel like the biggest loss for this entire What If is going to be Mr. Satan. He's not even close to as popular as he is, because he never killed Cell of the androids, and he never took down Majin Buu. I do feel like he still is really popular, but he's not like the world's champion and all that kind of stuff. Because, remember, he got really popular because he said that he killed Cell, blah blah, and he fought that cat guy and everything else, but that's still later on, but he's not as popular. Probably still as rich, but not as popular. But now for Vegeta, he thinks, well, what else is there to do right now? That Buu creature is gone. There's not the whole fiasco about it. But now he's dreading the next part. Because Vegeta knows that Beerus is going to be showing up the Beerus arc. Beerus would still awaken and dream of the Super Saiyan God. He wishes to go fight. Now at this point, Goku would be on King Kai's planet. And he would be training the exact same as before. Beerus would appear and he would battle Goku. Goku does have Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2, but in this What If, there is no Super Saiyan 3, as Goku never died during the 7-year time. So, Goku does not know the fusion dance, nor does he actually know Super Saiyan 3. But, this version of Goku has been training with Vegeta, who has Ultra Ego, levels of power, for years and decades. As Goku would fight Beerus, Beerus does commend that Goku is very powerful. Goku is a lot more powerful than he is in the original, as he is able to fight Beerus pretty fair on. But Beerus is obviously way beyond his level, especially since Goku doesn't have God Ki, or so Beerus thinks. Goku would actually turn Super Saiyan God, and would actually surprise Beerus that he was able to utilize God Ki. And the two would actually battle, but Goku would still lose. Now Beerus does command the Saiyan, and he was actually kind of satisfied, but if Goku is as powerful, he thinks, well, why don't I go to Earth? As that was my game plan anyway. He would still go to Earth, and Bulma's party would still be going. Now, Vegeta was there, and he knew what was coming. He knew that Beerus was going to be arriving soon, and he was ready to face him. Now, Vegeta is pretty confident in himself that he can take Beerus on, because it has been decades and decades since then, and he was already really powerful as is. He does think that he can take on Beerus, or at least satisfy him enough to where he will leave, because he is way more powerful than what Goku was in the original and older movie. Now, Beerus would still arrive, and he would quickly notice how powerful Vegeta was. Vegeta, even in his base form, was very, very strong. Very strong. Way more powerful than that Saiyan was. So Beerus would ask him to battle, which Vegeta would agree. The two would battle. Now, it would be a pretty tight battle. Vegeta would then go into Super Saiyan. Two would clash back and forth, and then Vegeta would then go into Super Saiyan 2. But it was not enough to beat Beerus. Though he was powerful, it wasn't enough. Vegeta would then showcase Super Saiyan God. Now, Beerus does commend that this version is way more powerful than the other Saiyan that he fought on the Kai's planet. Way more powerful. Vegeta actually does really well, but Vegeta knows that he needs to step up the gas. So Vegeta would then turn into Super Saiyan Blue, and even put up an even better fight. But he knows that this is Beerus we're talking about. He's so much more powerful. So Vegeta says, okay, before I use my trump card, let me try one more thing. He would then go into his Royal Blue, or Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which is a 20 times increase to Super Saiyan Blue, as we all know. He would actually fare really, really well against Beerus, actually doing a little bit of damage to him. But it wasn't enough to beat Beerus, as Beerus was still holding back tons and tons of power. As Beerus does really command the Saiyan, Whis was surprised that Vegeta has all these forms and this god power. He wonders how is he able to do this. And also, Vegeta fights Beerus as if he's seen him fight before. Vegeta knows how Beerus has fought. He knows how Beerus fights as well. He's seen Beerus fight, and he has fought Beerus before. He knows his moves before Beerus does them. Vegeta's not an idiot. He does know his opponents very well. Vegeta has a knack for studying opponents and figuring out how to counter them. Goku does as well, as Vegeta has done this against the likes of Jiren. Against Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, he was able to give a surprise gut punch to him. That goes to show the level of power that they do have. But now, as for Beerus, Beerus claims that if this is the end, I am satisfied enough. Vegeta would smirk and say we're far from over. Vegeta would then transform into his Ultra Ego form. This completely shocked Beerus. How is this mortal able to use Hakai energy? This shocked Whis as well. This makes no sense. How has he ever been able to use Hakai energy? That just makes no sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But now, Vegeta would cut the thinking off as he would fly in and attack Beerus full force. Vegeta knows that he needs to use full power to be able to even hold off Beerus. And this is a perfect window to attack. He would give Beerus 110% of a full barrage attack, and it would actually make Beerus bleed. He made Beerus bleed, and this enraged the cat, as then Beerus would charge up to his full power, saying that Vegeta is worthy to even glimpse at his full power. This is not Beerus in his full Hakai state. This is Beerus, I would say, in his base form at full power. As we know that Toppo can use Rod of Destruction energy, but when he powers up, he does have an next transformation. I like to think that a lot of Gods of Destruction do have that, or maybe a select few, like the strongest, can get a form like that. Then that would be really cool, because it would make sense why Toppo can do it. But now, Beerus would then fly in and attack Vegeta. Now, Vegeta was on the losing end here, as Beerus was just overpowering him. Now, he was running out of options, though, as he thinks to himself, well, I can either throw in the towel, or I can try one more attack. He would then shoot a Hakai Ball, but then Beerus would negate it with his own Hakai Ball. As you all may know, if the user has more energy than the other user, they can overpower that user's Hakai energy. Vegeta has done this before, and Frieza has done this before. Though technically it was a very, very small portion of Hakai energy. They can control it. It is possible. Now, this is where a lot of things are going to change here. Vegeta was on the losing end, but before Beerus would finish him off, Goku would fly in as Super Saiyan God, and the two would do a tag team. Now, as we stated himself, if Goku and Vegeta tag teamed up together and actually worked together, they could get Beerus a little bit of a run for his money. And they do. Working together, fighting in unison, they are able to really give Beerus a full run for his money, and Beerus had to use his new form, or his God of Destruction form. But then after that, it was all over. He would even just showcase the power, as the two Saiyans were completely gassed out of energy, and they would lose. But Beerus was beyond satisfied, as this was one of the greatest fights he's ever had in his entire existence, other than fighting angels and other gods of destruction. He's not disappointed at all. But now, as during this battle though, Beerus would still threaten to destroy the Earth, which he obviously doesn't do it because the food is amazing, not to mention they're so strong. If they can get even stronger, they can actually be able to beat him. But after that, he never slaps Bulma, by the way, or anything like that. But after the party's done, he takes a whole bunch of food with him and he goes back to Whis' planet. The two would discuss how these things gotten so strong. Beerus doesn't understand for now, but he does not want to get rusty. So the reason why he never instantly invited them because they're so strong is because he does not want to be completely surpassed. He just wants something to do when he's bored. So he's actually going to tell Whis, I'm getting rusty and I need to start training here and there again so I can burn off this rust, which he would do so. Now, no Golden Frieza arc. Frieza is completely destroyed. He is non-existent anymore. He cannot be brought back. The only way he can be brought back is through the Super Dragon Balls, and I do not think simple Frieza soldiers can do that. So there's no Frieza arc. The Frieza Force would still be disbanded across the universe, and that's really about it. The Universe 6 arc does happen. Now, this is where a lot of things change. Vegeta would solo the entire thing. Just Vegeta himself. Even Goku or Gohan, because Gohan is not weak. He's a lot more powerful now than he was in the original. They can solo them all. Especially since Vegeta knows how Hit fights. He's seen Hit fight and he has fought him before. Vegeta would easily take down Vegeta, as he knows what hurts him is nasty words. Instantly say something mean, he'll fall over, and then it's over. Then, something as Botamo, Vegeta could just pick him up and throw him across the ring. Kaba, he would actually respect Kaba, as he knows Kaba before and knows the potential that he has. He would actually do a long battle with Kaba to keep forcing him to transform. I believe that pushing Kaba enough could get him to Super Saiyan to potentially a little second burst of Super Saiyan 2. Because for some reason, the Universe 6 Saiyans are like the highest potential Saiyans I've ever seen other than Gohan. Like, it makes zero sense. As less than an hour, they got Super Saiyan 2. But anyway, Vegeta would then knock out Kaba. Then he knows about Frost. He absolutely despises Frost. He would waste no time in torturing him and then throwing him outside the ring. Now, alongside with Hit, Vegeta does have a really good battle with him, but Hit cannot defeat Vegeta at all. Vegeta's way too powerful. He's way too fast. So it's not enough. Hit loses the battle. But now, the Goku Black Arc doesn't happen since Goku never fights Zamasu, and he doesn't know of his power. Plus, the future is safe anyway, so there is no Goku Black Arc. And even if there was, he would just be taking over Goku again, which he would be stronger. Vegeta has Ultra Ego, and he is so strong that I do feel like he could take him on. Especially since Vegeta does know the Fusion Dance, and he also knows Spirit Fission, and he knows other ways as he could actually defuse Merge Zamasu if he even tried fusing before. Now, the Tournament of Power. They all get the original cast. The only other one is no Frieza. But Goten and Trunks take up the role, both being Gotenks and being much more stronger. Now, it actually goes really well. Now, remember, they're much stronger. Goku would fight Jiren, and he would actually lose the battle. Now, Vegeta would go in and battle Jiren using Ultra Ego, and he would land blow after blow on him. Jiren does not have much of a chance against this version of Vegeta, but Vegeta was overpowering the Pride Trooper, and Jiren had nothing that he could do. Now, Goku would then turn his sights on Toppo, who had transformed into a God of Destruction, and Goku would go battle him, alongside Android 17. Now, Gotenks and Gohan, they would be battling Universe 6, aka Hit, and Kefla, and they would actually defeat them as well. Now, Jiren was backed into a corner, as he would then snap, going into his limit-breaking power, and he would attack Vegeta full force. As the fight would commence, Vegeta would be knocked off, just joking, Jiren would be knocked off the ring. There's no way Jiren's defeating Vegeta. At all. Zero. Jiren would then be knocked off the ring. He had no chance. Vegeta had some scratches on him, but he was fairly fine. He thinks it sucks, so it was kind of easy, but they win and they would wish all the universes back. It's pretty much the exact same, but then something else happens. All the gods of destruction would then stand up, other than Beerus. They were not happy. They think that this Saiyan is getting too comfy with their power. As Zeno knows of this and what's going to happen, same with the Grand Priest, they would all attack Vegeta, who had to use his full power from the start. He was actually able to injure and hold off a few of them, but it was too much. He was being beaten badly by the 11 gods of destruction. The only other one that was not attacking was Beerus. Beerus was just sitting there crossing his arms. He had a disappointed look on his face. As true, Beerus doesn't think that this is right, but Beerus cannot fight 11 gods of destruction by himself. He's not an idiot. Not to mention, Zeno likes this idea and thinks it's fun. He does not want to get in Zeno's way. He cannot settle in mortal affairs. Now, it is a god's destruction choice if they want to, but he does not get involved with it. Whis was kind of disappointed as well. But now, Goku would then jump in to help his friend. The two had to survive the onslaught of the gods of destruction. But what are they going to do? All 11 of them? They would not stand much of a chance. Before they could go, a hand goes out, and it was none other than Jiren himself. Jiren, who was brought back, he goes into his limit-breaking form, and he would help them. Zeno didn't care at all. It was amazing fun. He was having a second tournament, pretty much. This was awesome. As the Grand Priest obviously didn't say anything, as he sees that Zeno is having fun, and that's all that matters. But now, even with Jiren in it, it was not enough. They were on the losing end, but they have an idea. Vegeta looks to Goku, and then he thinks, the fusion dance is the only way to beat them if they work
Let's get into
together.
the video.
Vegeta laid down defeated next to Goku, as they had no other options. The gods of destruction were always looming down on them. Jiren was knocked out as well. There was nothing else that they could have done. So Vegeta, he has no other option. It's time to show his trump card. He hasn't fully mastered it yet, but at this point in time, he has no other choice. It might destroy his body, but what have they got to lose? They're going to be destroyed soon anyway. He would stand up, and he would say, I'm going to show you a power that you all have ever dreamed of. And he would then scream as the power begins to rise. These glowing lines begin to form across his arms, through his chest, and then the Omni symbol forms on his head. The Grand Priest even has to lean forward to look at this, as the Omni Kings were shocked at this. Vegeta has now accessed a new form. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys want this form name to be. And if I find the best one, I will pick it out and I will use it for my what if. So comment down below and also like the video too. Vegeta with this new power. The power was so much that he was struggling to contain it all within his body. He said it feels like his body's about to explode, but he doesn't have time to sit back and wait. Goku was utterly shocked that Vegeta has this kind of power. It's mind-boggling. But then Vegeta wasted no time. He would fly in and begin battling all of the 11 gods of destruction. And then he would begin to manhandle the weaker ones pretty easily. The stronger ones he needs to take a minute to fight himself. But sooner or later, Vegeta would then begin to beat down on all of them. As Goku would try to help out, there wasn't much that he could truly do because he thinks that he would just get in the way of Vegeta right now. But Vegeta tells him that he can handle it. So, Vegeta charges a black and purple Final Flash. So, he wants to call it the Hakai Final Flash. And then he fires it full force as all the gods of destruction block and it hits them full force, making a massive explosion on the destroyed Tournament of Power arena. All the gods of destruction lay on the ground, all defeated and knocked out completely. Vegeta eliminated 11 gods of destruction at the same time. Zeno was clapping as Zeno was beyond pleased to seeing this. The Grand Priest was shocked that Vegeta could do something like that, especially defeat all of them other than Beerus. Beerus was probably the most shocked out of everybody that Vegeta was this powerful. He was hiding this power all along, but then the backside came. Vegeta then transformed back to base, and his body began to contort a little bit, and then he would fall defeated. This was almost like the effect of using Kaioken on his body, as it was a really, really bad drain and toll on his body the longer that he used it, because he was never used to the form. He just happened to use it suddenly out of nowhere. He was trying to save it and try to practice the form first and master it before he would ever use it. So Vegeta would fall defeated, but luckily, the Grand Priest would fix everything and heal everybody, and they thanked them all for the great show. The gods of destruction were not really trying to kill Vegeta and Goku and all them. It's because the Omni King knows how powerful Vegeta was, and that it would be kind of boring to see him beat everybody. So he wanted to have like a little after tournament, something fun. And the gods of destruction are not going to say no to Zeno, especially when Zeno tells him to do something. So they all fought Vegeta and them. And Zeno loved it. So Zeno loved every second of it. So everybody would be healed, and all the universes would be returned back to their own set. And Vegeta would finally return home to spend time with Bulma and his children. Now, Goku does want to start training with Vegeta because he thinks, how did Vegeta get that form? He wants something like that too. And Vegeta thinks that Goku maybe can get this form one day when he catches up. So Goku would actually be doing a lot of training with Whis and them, as Vegeta would actually take a break to go spend time with his family and enjoy it. As he knows that from, I would say, from his past self, he wants to spend more time with Bulma and show more appreciation for her because he feels like it is the right thing to do. And he understands that he needs to spend more time with his family. And he's strong enough anyway. I mean, he was really proud of himself. That means that he can take on Beerus, which he does want to fight Beerus again one day, but he kind of wants to wait on that because right now is not the perfect time. Beerus was really itching to fight somebody, especially after watching what Vegeta did and everybody else fighting. It's got him really, really itching for a battle. And he's really wanting to fight Vegeta, but he'll wait on it because Vegeta earned, I guess, a little bit of a break, he thinks. So, and he also has Goku that he can slap around for a little while and do everything like that. Whis actually believes that Goku could follow the way of the angels a lot more better than the gods of destruction, as that's more of Vegeta's style. So Whis would begin training Goku in Ultra Instinct. Though Whis doesn't think that Goku could do it, but it could be a way for him to try. And Goku would actually be able to start using Ultra Instinct. Not mastered yet, but he can use, I would say, autonomous Ultra Instinct. So he can use Omen. But it's very early stage. He's not just there yet, but he's getting really close. Now, after the Tournament of Power, what other arc do we have? We have the Moro arc. Now, with the Moro arc, a lot of things will be changing here. The factor is that yes, Moro would still have the ability to probably drain Vegeta's energy, but at the same time, Vegeta can just Hakai Moro, and Vegeta is so much more powerful than base Moro was, that he can pretty much handle. Not to mention, Vegeta's fought him before, so he knows how he fights and everything else. He also has Spirit Fission in case he has to use that. But Goku would still get training from the, I guess, Angel in training as well, to hone his Ultra Instinct more, and at that point, Goku would begin to learn to master Ultra Instinct, or MUI for state. But he's still trying to get there. I do feel like with Vegeta being so much more stronger, this would give Goku the drive to try to become as strong as he can. Especially since Vegeta will be pushing Goku because he knows that Goku is his biggest rival, and that Goku has the potential to be the greatest. So that's why Vegeta is also helping him by, I would say, beating the hell out of him all the time, because he knows that he can acute for the Zenkai boost. So Goku would actually try to fight Moro, because I do feel like Vegeta wouldn't really step in. Vegeta wants Goku to see how powerful he has become over the past couple of months, or so a year. So after they do fight Moro on Planet Namek, which he was absorbing, Goku would actually show his Master Ultra Instinct and fight Moro. But I do feel like Goku would still not be able to defeat him, since Moro has his energy absorption abilities and magic. Now, would Fat Boo still arrive? No. As you guys remember, there's no Majin Buu, since Majin Buu is still locked inside of the egg, honed by the Supreme Kai. So there is no Majin Buu, so the Supreme Kai is gone, there's no Elder Kai, nothing. It's just the Supreme Kai and Kabuto Kai put together. So now, as for Vegeta, after Goku would lose the battle, because I do feel like even if Goku was told, he would not have the ability to still beat Moro, because Moro would still take his energy. Vegeta would have to step in and save Goku, and then Vegeta would just use his Hakai and completely overpower Moro and completely destroy him. Moro doesn't have much of a chance against this version of Vegeta. Vegeta would just go into his Ultra Ego state and completely obliterate him. Now, if we cut onto the Granola arc, this is where some things are going to change. Now, as for Vegeta fighting Granola and everything else, when the dragon makes the wish to make Granola stronger, aka the strongest being, he takes his life force away. Meaning that Granola, per se, does not have that much longer to really live. And it was the same thing for the other guy, that they do not have enough time to live, especially because it takes their life force away. That's the price of becoming the strongest. So, I do feel like Goku and Vegeta would go to fight Granola. But I feel like Vegeta would actually try to talk with Granola and try to change his mindset that he's actually not the bad guy. As y'all may know, as he knows that Gas is the bad guy. As they're all part of the Heater family, Gas is probably, most definitely, the villain. Gas is the reason why they're all having these issues, and he would explain everything to him. He would explain about Gas, he would explain everything. It wouldn't really change. I do feel like Granola would still want to try to fight, and that would happen. But remember, he's fighting a stronger Goku and Vegeta. Way stronger Vegeta. Granola doesn't have much of a chance. And if he made the wish, I do feel like we would definitely see older looking Granola, to where he probably wouldn't be able to beat them because age will start killing him. Now as for Gas, when he wishes to become even stronger than that, Gas would instantly look like that bony, mummified self that he originally did. Now, when they try to fight, Goku and Vegeta would be in a little bit of trouble, because he did make himself stronger than even Vegeta. And so, Vegeta would have to use his new form that he unlocked, which, comment down below which form you think it is, and they would begin fighting back and forth. But I do feel like, even though they would be stronger, I'm afraid that Gas wouldn't be able to live through it. He would actually kill himself, because the age would be way too much on his body, and he would deteriorate and pass on. Now, Goku would actually still learn TUI, and Goku would still learn about his father and the Saiyan heritage of his father actually fought Gas from the beginning, and actually defeated him and protected a species. And Granola, I do feel like Granola would actually be alive, but Granola wouldn't have much longer to live because of the energy output that he did to help them fight Gas, and Granola would actually pass away as well. And Vegeta feels kind of bad because he felt like he could have done better, but he thinks that this must just be the way it is and there's nothing that he can do about it. Now they would all go back to Earth. And then luckily, there's no Black Frieza. Because remember, Vegeta took care of that a long time ago. Black Frieza is not to be seen. Frieza was completely obliterated. He was never wished back or nothing. So Vegeta's really thankful that that's all handled. But he thinks he could probably take on Frieza, Black Frieza anyway, which I feel like he could probably take on Frieza, no issue. But that's just a whole can of worms he did not want to open up, so he completely obliterated Frieza from the get-go. Now, once when Vegeta was relaxing when they arrived, a portal then opened. And it was none other than his son Trunks. But there was a problem, though. Trunks would tell his father that he's from the Time Patrol, and there's a major issue that they need to go look at. Now, Vegeta doesn't know what's going on. He tells his son what's a Time Patrol, and why is he with them? He's not in an individual timeline? And Trunks says, no, I am your son, but I'm not your future son from this timeline. I'm a Time Patroller who works with the Supreme Kai of Time, and I handle all timelines to make sure they're in balance. But somebody was messing with time and put you way back in time with your memories and abilities to do something. But he does not know what it is, and he wants to get to the bottom of it, but he needs his father's help. Vegeta would understand, and he would go in with Trunks, and he would be amazed to see the whole Time Patrol arena, and all of the buildings and everything. Now, he would actually meet Elder Kai, the old man, and he would meet a weird owl that would be flying around, and then he would also meet the Supreme Kai, who was happy to have a powerful person like Vegeta on their side. But now she exclaims that there is a massive threat on the way, and their distortion of time is making ripple effects that is the same reason why Vegeta is having this problem to where he was sent back in time. But she says that we can get this fixed, but this is going to be a messy job, as a lot of people have been put through different timelines, and they have been thrown in different areas, and they all need to fix it. But she needs his help, and Vegeta understands.